America. The name conjures images of vast plains, towering mountains, and shimmering cities. From the Atlantic to the Pacific, our nation boasts a stunning tapestry of landscapes. This geographic diversity is part of our national identity. It has shaped our history, our culture, and our way of life. Yet, beneath this beauty lies a complex reality. America's geography is not without its challenges. These challenges test our resilience and our ability to adapt. Across the country, we face vastly different environments. The scorching deserts of the Southwest stand in stark contrast to the lush forests of the Pacific Northwest. The fertile plains of the Midwest give way to the rugged peaks of the Rockies. This diversity, while breathtaking, presents unique obstacles. These obstacles influence everything from infrastructure and agriculture to disaster preparedness and urban planning. The very features that make our nation so captivating also pose significant hurdles. Understanding these hurdles is crucial. It allows us to appreciate the delicate balance between human ambition and the raw power of nature. It also highlights the ingenuity and determination that Americans have demonstrated throughout history in overcoming these challenges. In the following sections, we will journey across this vast nation. We will explore the formidable geographic obstacles that America faces. From arid deserts to hurricane-prone coasts, we will examine how these features shape our lives. Join me as we delve into the fascinating and often unforgiving landscape of the United States. The American Southwest is a land of stark beauty. Towering sandstone formations and sun-drenched deserts captivate the imagination. Yet this arid region faces a fundamental challenge: water scarcity. The scarcity of water in this region is a defining characteristic. It shapes everything from urban planning to agriculture. Cities like Las Vegas and Phoenix, Nevada, stand as testaments to human ingenuity in the face of this challenge. These sprawling urban centers, located in the heart of the desert, rely on complex systems of aqueducts and pipelines. These systems transport water from distant sources to sustain their growing populations. The Colorado River, a lifeline for the region, is dammed and diverted to support millions. However, this reliance on a single overtaxed river is unsustainable. The consequences of water scarcity are evident in the shrinking shoreline of Lake Mead. This vital reservoir, formed by the Hoover Dam, has reached historically low levels. The receding waters serve as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between supply and demand. As the Southwest continues to grow, the pressure on its limited water resources will only intensify. The challenges of the Southwest extend beyond urban centers. Agriculture, a cornerstone of the region's economy, faces an uncertain future. Farmers reliant on irrigation to grow crops face mounting pressure to conserve water. New technologies and sustainable practices offer hope. However, the long-term viability of agriculture in this arid region remains a significant concern. The Southwest serves as a stark reminder that water, the elixir of life, is a finite resource. It is a resource that demands our respect, our conservation efforts, and our innovative spirit. The Rocky Mountains and the Appalachian Mountains stand as formidable barriers across the American landscape. These majestic peaks, while breathtaking in their beauty, pose significant challenges to transportation and infrastructure development. The Rockies, stretching from Canada to Mexico, divide the western United States. They create a formidable obstacle for east-west travel and trade. Early settlers and pioneers faced treacherous journeys through narrow passes and over high elevations. The construction of railroads in the 19th century was a feat of engineering. It required blasting through mountainsides and building bridges over deep canyons. Even today, the Rockies continue to pose logistical challenges. Highways wind through mountain passes, susceptible to closures due to snow and rock slides. The steep grades and winding roads make transportation costs higher. The Appalachian Mountains, while not as high as the Rockies, present their own set of obstacles. Stretching along the eastern portion of the country, the Appalachians have historically isolated communities in the region. The rugged terrain made it difficult to build roads and railroads. This isolation contributed to distinct cultural differences between the East Coast and the communities nestled within these mountains. The construction of the interstate highway system in the mid-20th century helped to alleviate some of these challenges. However, the legacy of these mountain ranges is still felt today. Transportation costs remain higher in these regions. Access to healthcare and other essential services can be limited for communities in remote areas. The geographic barriers imposed by the Rockies and Appalachians serve as a constant reminder of the challenges of connecting a nation divided by such formidable natural obstacles. Section 4, Tornado Alley, Nature's Fury. In the heart of the American Midwest lies a region known as Tornado Alley. This area, encompassing parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and South Dakota, experiences a high frequency of tornadoes. Tornadoes are violent rotating columns of air that can level entire towns in minutes. The unique geography of Tornado Alley contributes to the formation of these devastating storms. The flat plains of the Midwest allow for the collision of warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico and cold, dry air from the Rocky Mountains. This collision, combined with wind shear, creates the perfect conditions for tornadoes to form. During the spring and early summer months, when these air masses are most likely to clash, Tornado Alley becomes a hotbed of severe weather. The frequency and intensity of tornadoes in this region have a profound impact on building codes and safety measures. Structures in Tornado Alley are often built with reinforced concrete and basements. Storm shelters are common features in homes and public buildings. Communities have developed sophisticated warning systems to alert residents of approaching storms. Despite these precautions, tornadoes continue to pose a significant threat to life and property. The unpredictable nature of these storms, coupled with their destructive power, makes them a constant source of anxiety for those living in Tornado Alley. Scientists are working to improve tornado forecasting and warning systems. However, the challenges of predicting the path and intensity of these storms remain a significant hurdle. Life in Tornado Alley requires a unique combination of resilience, preparedness, and a healthy respect for the raw power of nature. Section 5, the Great Water Divide. The United States is a land of abundant water resources. However, these resources are not evenly distributed. The eastern half of the country enjoys a surplus of fresh water. In contrast, the western states face persistent droughts. This uneven distribution of water has created a geographic divide. It has significant implications for agriculture, industry, and urban development. The Great Lakes contain 20% of the world's surface fresh water. This abundance has fueled the growth of major cities. It has also supported a thriving agricultural industry. The Mississippi River provides a vital waterway for transportation and irrigation. In contrast, the western United States faces a chronic shortage of water. The arid climate limits the availability of surface water. The Colorado River is the lifeblood of the Southwest. It supplies water to millions of people and vast agricultural lands. As the region continues to grow, so too does the demand for water. This disparity in water availability has led to political tensions and legal battles over water rights. States have fought over access to rivers and aquifers. The federal government has implemented policies to manage and allocate water resources. The challenges of water scarcity in the West are complex and multifaceted. They require innovative solutions such as desalination, water conservation, and sustainable agricultural practices. The Great Water Divide is a stark reminder that access to clean, fresh water is not a given. It is a precious resource that requires careful management and a commitment to conservation. Section 6. Hurricanes, the fury of the coasts. The coastal regions of the United States, particularly the Gulf Coast and the Atlantic seaboard, face the constant threat of hurricanes. These powerful storms, fueled by warm ocean waters, can unleash devastating winds, torrential rainfall, and deadly storm surges. From Texas to Florida and up the eastern seaboard, the hurricane season, which typically runs from June to November, is a time of heightened anxiety and preparation. The Gulf Coast, home to major cities such as Houston, New Orleans, and Tampa, is particularly vulnerable to hurricanes. The warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico provide ideal conditions for hurricanes to intensify rapidly. The flat, low-lying terrain along the coast makes these areas susceptible to storm surges, which can inundate entire communities. Hurricane Katrina in 2005 stands as a stark reminder of the destructive power of these storms. The storm devastated New Orleans, causing widespread flooding and displacing hundreds of thousands of people. The costliest natural disaster in US history, Katrina exposed the vulnerabilities of coastal communities to hurricanes. The Atlantic seaboard, from Florida to Maine, is also at risk from hurricanes. While the frequency of hurricanes is lower in this region compared to the Gulf Coast, the potential for damage remains significant. Major cities like Miami, Charleston, and New York City have all experienced the destructive force of hurricanes. Coastal communities have invested heavily in hurricane preparedness and mitigation efforts. Seawalls and levees are constructed to protect against storm surges. Building codes are designed to withstand high winds. Evacuation plans are in place to move residents out of harm's way. Despite these efforts, the threat of hurricanes remains a constant concern for those living along the nation's coastlines.